Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I'm sorry about what the light's doing. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Normally the light coming through that window is quite gentle. We've also got light coming from a dressing table mirror and light coming from a wardrobe mirror. So I'm thinking it's possibly the time of day that we're filming. It's about 2:30 here on Friday afternoon in Australia. I have recorded at this time before. It's very, very cold here at the moment. As you can see, I'm rugged up. It's predicting we're going to be getting snow here this weekend. I'm just not sure why the light is like that. There's not much I can do about it, so I'm going to leave it, and I'll bring the laptop down when I'm pulling the cards so you're able to see them. So today I want to read on the Wall Street Journal has just covered a story that New York Attorney General Letitia James and congressional investigators have now gotten hold of reams and reams and reams of documents relating to the Trump organization and Donald Trump's business affairs. The speculation is that this could show connection with Russian businessmen, Russian oligarchs. Let's have a look. We don't know what's in those documents, so let's have a look at what could be in it. So I'm getting cards falling out here. I'm getting the Tower card and the Destiny card. I'm using my Spellcasters deck today, so let's have a look. The questions that we might ask Spirit are the documents from the assorted banks that New York Attorney General Letitia James and congressional investigators have already obtained through subpoenas, will they show that Donald Trump is connected to the Russians through business? Will this show business connections to Russian oligarchs? All right, let's have a look here. So we've got the Five of Pentacles, money loss. So I think that we're going to be looking at loans. There's going to be information coming through, particularly from Deutsche Bank about loans here. We've got money loss. Will be interesting because some of those documents might likely be loan applications. Okay, we've got the Challenge here. We've got the Hierophant, and this is the government. So it's interesting these signifier cards come forward in the way that they do, because the speculation has always been that Trump we know that in the 90s he was significantly in debt. How did he recover? What's the backstory there as we move through 2000, through to 2010, through to 2015? What is the backstory regarding his money? This signifier card seems to show the Five of Pentacles is a card for money loss, and then we've got the Hierophant, which is the courts. The government is challenging that. So let's keep going with the reading. We've got the Ace of Cups as the foundation of the reading. I do feel that this information is a breakthrough here. I think that many people are, it's like a win. So I feel that emotions are quite high when we read these type of stories where, Trump and Barr have been obstructing and playing out the clock on these investigations. However, we've got this win, this breakthrough. In the past, we've got the Justice card. So that's saying that these documents, the handover of these documents, was actually quite a win for justice. The Eight of Cups, which is the possible potential outcome, we've got loss here in the Eight of Cups. This is the card where somebody is actually forced to walk away. Let's have a look at what's in the immediate future. Seven of Swords, we're likely, this is the card of, at its most basic level, somebody stealing into the camp and making away with something. So this is around theft and betrayal. Okay, so we've got a lot of loss cards here, and this I'm feeling this is around money loss. The Magician in the environment that it's creating. This is actualizing something into reality. The hopes and the fears is the Emperor card. This is a loss of control here, but it's also my card for Trump, the autocrat. And then we've got a win here for voters. This is my card for American voters. What is clarifying this? The Knight of Wands, some kind of plan coming forward. Is that impeachment? And we've got bringing back balance. And again, this is a December Sagittarian-oriented feel about that card. What's at the base of the reading? So we've got, again, insecurity around money. And we've got juggling money. And we've also got the Judgment card. Okay, so already we can see what's in those documents. May show the level of debt that Trump could have been in. So, without having a crystal ball, or we almost do have a crystal ball here, we've certainly got a lot of light for whatever reason. What this reading is showing is it's showing loss. It's showing monetary loss. So the documents that are likely to be handed over from these banks, including Deutsche Banks, could be money loans. It could be, while we're not, the idea is to drill down and look at the money trail. Now, the question I asked, will those documents show Trump's Russia business with oligarchs? It's showing me money loss here, money loss. So money could have been given to prop his business up in some way. All right, let's have a look. Will those documents show money laundering? Because that's what we really want to know. So, for example, how did Trump trade himself out of the debt? He was basically broke there in the 90s at one stage. How did he trade himself out of that debt? Did he money launder for the Russians? And will these documents show that? I should say that I've always said that Trump would resign in response to the Russiagate, in response to collusion, alleged collusion with Russia. I don't know about conspiracy yet, but his ties to Russia, when that information comes out, will cause him to step down. So will these documents show money laundering? Will these documents show money laundering? Will these documents from the banks show money laundering? Will these documents from the banks show money laundering? Okay. Okay, so we've got balance here as the signifier card. We've got the Knight of Cups as the challenge, which is an offer of something. I could almost say balancing the books. The Ten of Swords, we've got someone's downfall. What is in the past? Okay, this is the books. This is what will be revealed in the books. So the bank information is one part of the puzzle. His tax returns are the other. Ledgers, accounts, accounting. Three of Pentacles. This is the card for dark money in some of the tarot, but traditionally it's talking about working within a team to repair something. The Two of Swords. This is the Crossroads card. It's also a card where decisions have to be made. Why would he be making decisions? Okay, the Eight of Pentacles. Money in. This is the work card, how one earns the money. I asked if it would show money laundering. We've got the collaboration, the partnerships with others. So there's partnerships with others around money in, how money is earned, and the hopes and fears. This is the World card. So there is a fear around what this information will bring forward. There's lots of it with the Eight of Wands. This is things coming forward very, very quickly and a lot of it. Six of Swords, relocation, moving on to safer harbours, better situations. And we've got the Two of Wands, which is a plan, some kind of inspired plan for the future that will come to fruition in time. Okay, so we've got, oh dear, what's at the bottom of this reading is the Lovers card, which of course is the Gemini, trumps the Gemini. But this is also the Lovers. It was always my card that came forward for Trump and Russia. And we've got someone who is wounded, mortally wounded in some cases, not able to recover from that. So I think, again, sorry about that light. I think that what these readings are showing is that the information in those documents, particularly when cards like this come forward, you know, we're talking about books, we're talking about the ledgers. When these sort of things come forward in response, I feel that there is something in those documents that will actually show monetary connection that goes back a long way. I think, this is my intuitive impression, between Trump and the Russians. Now, so if he has been dealing with them over a number of years and he hasn't disclosed that, and of course we've got the multiple acts of collusion detailed in the Mueller report, you know, the next question is, what did the Russians demand for what they gave? So that would be enough. If it was shown that his business was financed by the Russians, that he has been dealing with the Russians financially for a number of years, that would be enough. Surely that would be enough for the Democrats to move forward on impeachment. So will the information coming out of these documents accelerate the impeachment of Donald Trump? Will the information coming out of these documents accelerate the impeachment of Donald Trump? Will the information accelerate moves to impeach Donald Trump? It's almost like I feel that with you know, what's going on there from where I stand, it's almost like he's just being hammered and hammered and hammered. It's, you know, it's all in the timing. When karma is on your tail, it's like there's no escaping it. And that's the kind of feeling that I've got with Donald Trump. We've got a yes card here. This is a new plan, an inspired plan coming forward with this Ace of Wands. So I said, would it accelerate an impeachment process? Yes, it would. Okay, the Eight of Cups, my card for Donald Trump resigning and walking away. The Ace of Cups, the emotion that there would be celebrations. This is you know, overjoyed. And we've got the past card, something going back with the Six of Cups to the past. And we've got the Devil, who is the devil chained to greed and avarice. And we've got the Nine of Wands, someone cornered, having to defend themselves. What's at the base of this reading? The Ace of Pentacles, new starts, and the Fool. These are both two aces and the Fool, all yes cards. And the third card, which I often like to pull from the bottom of the pack, is the King of Pentacles. So income sources, these documents are building the evidence to the financial connections between Trump and Russia, and according to this reading, will accelerate impeachment processes. It's interesting. We've got a number of investigations that could all end this presidency. And, we get a little bit complacent because they've been ongoing for so long. But really what could happen is that at any point some evidence is uncovered around the money trail, which is my feeling has always been what would lead him to resign. Now, a president, okay, I'm going to do one more pull. A sitting president can't be indicted, but his children can. And my viewers have been asking me, would this, I've read on this before, would indicting his children, would that cause Trump to do a deal and step down? So if we see that the Trump organization, these deals, we've got Ivanka on that inauguration, managing that inauguration process. We've got Donald Trump Jr. Perjuring, perhaps possibly perjuring himself. What happens if his children are indicted for money laundering? What happens then? Can't indict a sitting president, but there's nothing to say that his children wouldn't be indicted. So, based on this information from the banks, will any of the Trump children be indicted? Based on the information from the banks, will any of the Trump children be indicted? Okay, so we've got judgment here. What happens when someone is judged? It's a necessary ending. This is what I was talking about with karma. Always, when karma is on your tail, it's like a number of things. You can only hide for so long. We've got the King of Cups as in the challenge position. This is really a more benign, supportive leadership coming forward here. Strength and endurance, the foundation of the reading. The Seven of Pentacles. Again, this is around when the harvest is not going to be met. You readjust. You bring forward new plans. That's in the past. So that could indicate actions taken to shore up a business enterprise like the Trump organization. We've got an offer here. Now, this card depicts two young people and a young woman. We've got an offer coming forward, the Page of Cups. That card comes forward for me. I'll just put that there so you can actually see it. That card comes forward for me when things start to move forward. It's almost a glimmer of forward motion. Okay, we've got loss and heartbreak here in the immediate future for Donald Trump. Currently, someone is standing their ground and defending themselves. He's trying to fight all these subpoenas, but he hasn't been successful this time. The information has already been handed over. Okay, the environment around this is defending oneself from past actions. We've got the hopes and the fears, the hope that this would cause him to walk away. And we've got the Devil card here, the greed and avarice the question was in relation to his children. Would they indict? We've got loss here for the Devil. And we've got the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups, three children. What's at the base of this reading? The government and the Trump organization. So we've got the Hierophant, the courts, the government, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles, this family dynastic wealth. It is on the cards. That the Trump children could, and my third card is the Chariot. Things coming forward very, very quickly. Look at the stars on that. They're almost merging into the light here that's coming through. the reflecting here. It's quite on the cards that his children will be caught up in these investigations. Obviously, they're all involved in the Trump organisation. Although you can't indict the sitting president, there's nothing stopping the indictment of his children. Would that be enough to cause him to stand down? 3 quick cards. So it's on the cards his children could be indicted. Any of his children. I didn't say who. Let's have a look. Would that cause him to stand down? Would it cause him to take a deal? Take a deal and leave the presidency. Take a deal and leave the presidency. I'm getting the 3 of swords here. Would that cause him to take a deal and step down if his children were indicted? Would that be the thing that would cause him to step down and take a deal? 5 of Cups, his reaction to that loss would be extreme. 3 of Cups here. He would, want to support his children. And we've got the Sun here. And I'm getting a big hit on Ivanka here. It's also a yes card. The Knight of Pentacles, income sources. The King of Swords. I think everything leads back to Mueller and the investigations that he handed off and the work that he did. And that will become clearer later on. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. I do feel this is Letitia James. So what's at the base of this reading? The 3 of Pentacles, dark money, and Mother Russia. Okay. And unfortunately, the 8 of Swords, which is restriction, can also mean imprisonment. So, yes, that would cause him to step down. So, as I said, I've always felt, and many readers have felt the same. We've been reading on it for a long time now, that eventually it would be Trump-Russiagate that would take this president down, and he would take a deal to leave the presidency. It's been abundantly clear now that William Barr has I guess, enforced legally that a sitting president cannot be indicted at this point in time. But there's nothing to say that his children couldn't be. So these are all my intuitive impressions, viewers. This is a tarot reading for entertainment and spiritual purposes. And as I said, my intuitive impressions only. But it's interesting, I think, with that Wall Street Journal article, to really dig down a little bit in the cards and just see what sort of information that might be coming out of that and what it could lead to. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in.